For this week's unboxing, I will be taking a look at the Volkswagen T2 bus from Revell. This is one of their easy click kits, meaning that it is a pretty simple kit to assemble, so it is a good project to do with your children, just to get them excited for model building as well, so that's something to keep in mind. Now, of course, for the regular builder, this is also just a fine kit. It assembles a lot easier and shouldn't require much glue or any glue at all, and you can still paint all the parts in any color you'd like. So let's have a look at the box, the general contents, and then go over them in a bit more detail further on in the video. So the kit itself is an easy click kit, again meaning pretty much no glue required and fairly simple assembly. Now normally this would also mean that they are pretty simple detail wise and don't really have all that many parts. In this case, the Revell decided to go in a different route and actually detail a lot of the parts and also have a lot of parts in the kit. Now right here in the corner you see there's a part that had fallen out prematurely, and that is this one. That is the dashboard itself, the gauge cluster, the radio, some of the top vents and detailing done already, and also some of the bottom parts fully detailed as well. It is one big piece, so it requires a bit of masking and painting, but all said, there is really a lot of detail on this piece. Same goes for the rest. The main chassis is one big part and all the other pieces need to go on top of it, of course. It doesn't really have all that many parts molded in, so that makes it a lot easier to detail and paint the rest of them. It looks like it is a curbside as this piece is flat and already filled in, but then again, here is part of the actual engine for inside the engine bay side, and I've seen an actual engine that goes right here previously on another sprue that I will show you later on. So it is sort of a curbside, but then again actually not, as it does have an engine. The main interior tub is a pretty large piece and all the other parts are going to go in there. This seems like all of the benches for in the middle and the rear, and then there should probably be some door panels as well, but maybe those are molded into the doors. So like I said, on a separate sprue there is actually an engine that goes on the chassis itself. It is this piece right here. The exhaust is molded in and all the other general detail is molded on there too, but at least it's there and it's a separate piece, so it's a lot easier to paint it if you want to, and you don't have to do any complicated masking or have a super steady hand to paint it all. Now in this case it is already molded in silver, so that means if you do not want to paint any of these parts, you can just simply assemble it and have a pretty cool looking kit altogether without too much hassle or skill required to finish it off. Then there is this sprue as well, and I have absolutely no idea what these parts are actually for. They probably are some parts for bumpers, but then again that is a pure guess. Maybe it's some of the suspension components and some sort of grab handle, but that's as far as I'll go, as I have absolutely no idea. But maybe we'll find out during the build, or maybe, probably. And if you guys know, feel free to let me know down in the comments below, as you guys love to correct me when I'm wrong, and in this case, I am. There is also a sprue with just one part in it. I think this is something like a headliner of sorts, or maybe a piece for in the trunk. Again, no idea. Clean details all around, nice and crisp casting, and of course also cast in white, so you don't have to paint it if you're just going to go with the color scheme from the kit itself. The bumpers are also molded in white, so you can just build it as it is on the box with an orange body and some white and silver accents on the exterior for the bumpers, of course, in white, and the wheels and other parts in silver. For the clear parts, there's two sprues, one smaller sprue with a couple of main glass pieces, and then one bigger sprue with the main windshield, the side windows in the doors, some of the lenses for all round. The front ones are done pretty nicely, and then the rear ones have a pin on it, so you can actually just cut this off, paint it in the clear color you need it to be, and then apply some silver paint, and that will remove it if you just glue it on. But if not, you can just simply use these pegs to install them and have them in there pretty solidly. Now, of course, it couldn't be a van of this era if it didn't have a little bit of chrome. Some of the parts are simply just for the light lenses and buckets to have a nice reflective finish. These are the fronts, the rears, the side mirrors are chromed as well, the interior rear view mirror too, then this nice Volkswagen badge for on the front, and of course the hubcaps themselves. So the exterior parts on this one are molded in a bright orange, and that is pretty cool if you just want to build it and not paint it at all. However, if you do want to paint it in pretty much any other color than red or orange, it could be a pretty tough task, as these red or orange plastics can be pretty hard to paint over, as they can show through paint really easy and can ruin it fairly fast. So be sure to be very careful with the paints you're applying. Don't go too heavy, and also maybe just know what you're doing a bit more than just randomly slapping on paints. So for all of these parts, they are detailed on both the in and outside. As you can see, this is the inside piece of the engine cover, and the outside piece is directly molded into it as well, with the other smooth sides for the outside. Same goes for this rear trunk or hatch, has a bit of detailing on the inside, and then of course the smooth finishing for on the outside, a bit more detailing for inside the engine bay. Of course the front has some nice details in there as well for the grille. The side door is nicely done too, with the door panel already molded in here. And then the same goes for the actual doors. The door panels are fully molded in. For the main body itself, it is again molded in that orange to match the rest, of course. Some of the missing pieces here on the front and the doors, which are separate parts and actually are functional, so you can open the doors and also the rear pieces to show the engine, just the inside here, and also open this sliding side door. The panel lines are super well done, nice and deep, and pretty much don't need any adjustment whatsoever. You can simply just sand it and paint over it straight away. So that's really nicely done. There's some tires as well. These are made out of rubber. They do still have a piece in the center that pretty simply just needs to be cut out, I believe, but maybe in this case it doesn't. No, I'm pretty sure this needs to be cut out. It's a sort of sprue, so to call, but then for the rubber, so it can be molded from the inside out. The tire itself is a solid piece, so it is a very, very sturdy piece as well. It has no hollow pieces on the inside, has a little bit of detailing on the thread itself. The sidewall is bare and has nothing on it. And the same, of course, goes for all the others. As far as decals go, you have two options. Actual decals for the enthusiast modeler, which is a really cool thing. Normally you would just get a sticker sheet with these simple kids' toys kits, so to speak. And in this case, you get both options. So you can build it with a kid and have it really simple. Just peel the stickers off the backing, put them in place, and be done with it. Or if you're an enthusiast modeler, you have the exact same sheet, but then made into decals, so you can go pretty nuts on that. You have various license plates, as usual with Revell, some details for on the front and rear bumper, white wall stickers for on the tires, or stickers decals, and of course some of the interior detailing decals as well for the gauges and various other stuff all around. So if I'd actually looked at the instructions before I unboxed the kit, I wouldn't have to look stupid on camera, but then again, that might be a little bit funny for you. These are actually the seat frames. They go underneath the seats and you can put them in the car that way.